been heartbreaking losses for Sabalenka this year.
Through all of the emotions, she felt that she was composed, richly deserved win.
Aryna Sabalenka gets her Grand Slam title and another U.S. Open trophy.
The #1 health and wellness podcast.
Jay Shetty.
Jay Shetty.
The one, the only Jay Shetty.
Aryna Sabalenka, congratulations. I am so excited to have you here. I've been looking forward to this for such a long time. I got to be at the game on Saturday. You were absolutely incredible. I can't believe we have you here 48 hours after you just won this incredible trophy, the US Open. Women's final was unbelievable. Congrats, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I think I'm more excited than you. I've been watching your podcast and following you for I don't know for how long. So I'm probably more excited than you.
That feels really good to me. The fact that you watch it, it means the world to me. But honestly, I've been really excited. And watching you live, there was nothing like it. The attitude, the personality, the amazing sportsmanship, like just incredible play. It was fantastic to watch, truly.
Yeah, it was a great match, and I'm really, really happy that you enjoyed watching it, and yeah, you had fun.
How does it feel when you're winning Grand Slam after Grand Slam? This is the second time you've won the US Open in a row. Does it feel different from the first time? Does it feel the same? Like, what goes through your mind and heart?
Like every time you win the Grand Slam, every time is an incredible feeling, and every time is just, you feel like it's the biggest thing that happened to you. And I feel like it all depends on the situation in life and stuff, because this season I struggle a lot. So I feel like this time it feels like it happened for the first time, you know, like it's like if my first Grand Slam. So
Wow.
it's a big moment, and I feel like relieved after getting this beauty.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it here. This is amazing. I love having
what
it.
I mean.
This is the first trophy ever on purpose. So this is a special
Happy
moment
to be
for
the
us.
first one.
What were you struggling with this year? Like when you say like I was struggling this year, that's why it feels like a relief. What were you struggling with? Like what were you going through?
Yeah, I mean, I played early in the season. I played 2 Grand Slam finals in Australia and in Paris, and I lost those 2 finals. And they consider me favorite, so I kind of like, you know, I thought that I felt like, okay, it's coming my way. I was so excited, but then I would lose in the final, and I was sort of like really sad, and like it was really tough to go through those tough lessons, tough losses, and getting this trophy means a lot. It means that I learned the lesson, I became a better player, I have better control over my emotions, and I'm super happy that I was able to win this trophy.
Obviously, you've just won, and we'll talk about that. I want to know, what do you do when you lose? Because losing is so much harder.
It hurts.
It's so much more painful. It hurts so deeply.
It hurts.
What do you do? Do you analyze the game? Do you feel angry? Like, what are the emotions that you go through when you've lost a game, lost a final?
A final, you know, I think it's all about like losing in the final. It hurts more because, you know, you're getting so close to your dream, and then it's like, it feels like it's sort of like slips away, if I can say like that. So you're really depressed, and me personally, I want to leave the place as soon as possible, just so I like forget it. But then I need like some time to sit back, to analyze, to like, you know, to actually learn the lesson. So it takes some time to process the losses.
How long before you can watch the game back when you've lost?
I have to be honest, I never watched my finals that I lost. I let my team do that and bring me on the plate. Okay, you did this and this wrong. I know like mentally, emotionally what I did wrong and where I made the mistake in like the way I approached the final or what was my mindset. I know this part, but like the tennis part, I let my team figure it. Then they bring it, they tell me, I remember, because I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see myself there losing. And of course, like the finals that I lost earlier this season, I was like not behaving my best. And I hate seeing myself being not the kindest person. So I never watch my...
Yeah, that's really interesting. I also imagine when you're watching yourself back, it can kind of make you repeat that behavior sometimes as well. Like it's like if you watch something closely enough, you almost like you keep pushing the wound. It's like you keep pressing on that scar, if that makes sense.
Exactly. You just want to learn it, you know, like make sure that it's never going to happen again and forget it like a nightmare. Because yeah, I feel like watching it back, it just triggered that, that pain and something that you wanted to forget badly. So I feel like for me, for my mental health, it's better not to watch it.
Yeah. Who's the first person after you win or lose that you want to talk to, that you want to hug, that you want to call? Like, who's the first?
I run to my team straight away. I run to my team because I know the work they put it in for this win. So I run there and I hug my boyfriend first, of course, then my team, and because I know how much of a work they've done to make sure that I'm able to compete on such high level. And then I message my family.
Nice. Yeah. Talk to me about, we were just talking about this offline. You were just saying, this morning you're on the Today Show.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm sure you have a million interviews to do today. It's been 48 hours since you've won. But like, people forget that these tournaments are played in like these really tight timeframes. Like this was 2 weeks, right? US Open.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Like, it's really intense. You're playing all these games, multiple sets, really challenging. Like the pressure's all compressed into this short timeline. Like, talk to us about the preparation as a team, as an individual, for the intensity of the 2 weeks that the games are being played in.
Well, yeah, I mean, we also have tournaments that leads to the Grand Slam, and then you have like a week before the Grand Slam where you come to the place where you're going to compete and you practice, train, but also you have a lot of like brands dinners, like meetings, some interviews as well. So people doesn't know that before the Grand Slam there is like a week, really busy week full of meetings, dinners, and this kind of stuff, which is also not easy to handle. And also you're training during that period, and then the tournament starts, and there is another pressure which we deal with. But the preparation, it's all about, of course, physically there is like tennis, there's gym, there's fitness, all of this stuff, but also mentally you're preparing yourself for like really tough 2 weeks, 2 weeks of great tennis, hopefully, because you never know, but also 2 weeks of fighting for your dream. And like mentally you have this constant conversation in your head, like you're gonna do that, you're capable of it, you're strong enough. So you like really, I feel like if someone would hear like my conversation in my head throughout like this 3 weeks period, they would think that, okay, this is something wrong with this person because it's constant conversation.
Talk to us about that self-talk, because I think we forget that right now we're all so obsessed with the conversation online. Yeah. Like we're looking at what Twitter's saying, X is saying, we're looking at what
social media,
people on social media, and then you forget that the real conversation is happening inside the champion's head.
Exactly, yeah.
Walk us through what that conversation looks like. Like, what are the ups and downs? What are the shifts in that inner dialogue?
Well, I mean, I think it's absolutely normal to feel nervous before big tournaments. And I think that every athlete feel nervous. Every athlete adapting his ability. Will he be able to do that again, or like how it's gonna go? Because you never know. Like sport is such a beautiful thing that you go out there and you don't know how you're gonna feel. Will the game works? Like will you feel great or bad, or what you'll have to deal with? Because people look from the outside and they doesn't know. For example, I don't feel my serve. Like I feel uncomfortable doing something on court, and I have to like deal with that. So before the tournament, I prepare myself that I am ready to handle anything. Like I'm just talking that it's normal. I'm just trying to kind of like settle those like thoughts in my head, not by trying to like make them go away, because I feel like the moment when you try to make things go away, they actually like growing more, and it's like more, and it's not easy to handle. So I'm just trying to tell myself it's okay to feel that, it's okay to think that, it's absolutely okay. Everyone thinks that. It's all about you going out there and fighting no matter what, and like constantly having this conversation in your head throughout 2 weeks. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, but I kind of like love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've learned to enjoy it.
No, I'm just so grateful to have opportunity to experience of all of that. Not everyone have this opportunity in life, so I'm just so grateful. And big opportunities is also like big responsibility, big pressure. but not everyone have that opportunity. So you got to be grateful for that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You reminded me of that famous quote that says, what you resist persists.
Yeah.
That idea that if you're trying to get rid of a thought or trying to get rid of a feeling,
Exactly.
it just expands.
Exactly.
And it takes up more space. And as soon as you accept it,
yeah.
you're fine. When you reject it, it just gets bigger, it gets harder. But
Yeah,
when you
rejection,
accept
that's
it,
not the key.
absolutely. When you accept that, of course it's natural to feel nervous. Of course,
Yeah.
everyone's feeling uncomfortable. Everyone's feeling
Exactly.
stressed out. All of a sudden, it kind of calms you.
Yeah.
Whereas when you think that, oh, I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks so calm and confident, but I'm stressed out. That's why we all get.
I think that was my main mistake when I was just like starting playing tennis. I thought that I'm the only one who feel that. And I would like focus too much on that. So I would forget about like my opponent, and I would struggle a lot at the beginning of my career. But then the moment when I realized that everyone experienced that, and I start see that in my opponent, and I was like, okay, then it's normal. Then we're both in the same situation. We're both dealing with the same things, and it's all about who's gonna do that better.
Yeah.
So it's actually like a trick. I feel like mind trick. Like just accept it.
Mm. Yeah. What's the hardest thing about being a champion, about being number one for you?
I don't know. What's hard. I mean, I think there is nothing like when you call someone like champion, when you hear the champion, it's like, how can I actually complain about anything? Like if you're like, if you won like a trophy, like there is nothing to complain about.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved when you came out after you've won and you had the champagne bottle. You had I was like, that sponsor must be really happy, Aryna. Like, I was like, that was like the best reaction ever.
I should have came with the tequila because I sponsored by tequila,
is that-
not with champagne. But you know, you gotta celebrate it. You gotta enjoy it because you know the hard work is done. Now it's time to celebrate it.
Yeah. I was thinking about the moment. I don't know if you remember that tournament where Ronaldo hid the Coca-Cola and he put the water up. Did you ever see that interview?
No.
So this is a press conference a few years ago, and it was Cristiano Ronaldo, football player, and they'd put Coca-Cola in front of him. And he put it away and he said, drink water, don't drink Coca-Cola.
That's
and
fun.
Coca-Cola's stock price went down that day. Like it was crazy. So I was like, you just took Moet Champagne's like stock price must have like gone up and
Probably.
raised the roof.
We need to check it out.
Yeah, the ski goggles too. I was like, it was amazing.
It was so funny. I didn't know that I'm gonna look that funny.
It looked
We
great.
just came straight from the locker room where they sprayed like I don't know how much a bottle of champagne on me. It was a fun moment.
Yeah, I think celebrate. Do you know what? I was so happy to hear you say, I want to celebrate, I want to have fun, because I think we forget, and sometimes you need to see the number one person in the world say, I need to celebrate, because I think this applies to everyone. Wherever you are at your stage in life, we don't celebrate any milestones.
Yes.
And then when you don't see the people at the top celebrate, you kind of think, oh, well, what permission do I have to celebrate? So I feel like you gave everyone permission to say, you know what, it's okay.
You have to celebrate. Absolutely. Especially when you, in my case, like losing the finals, losing some tough matches, dealing with some struggles, when you finally able to win something big for you, I think it's important to celebrate that moment, because you never know when this moment gonna happen again. So you have to celebrate. It doesn't matter in which industry in life you are, whatever achievement you achieve, like you have to go and just have a little moment for yourself.
Yeah. Do you take a moment to yourself as well to celebrate on your own? Like, what does that look like? What does that personal celebration look like?
I usually celebrate with my team, with the people around me, because it's not like it was done only by me, I've done it with the help of people. So I feel like it's not only my trophy, it's our trophy. But my celebration is like one again in my head. I just tell myself, okay, I'm proud. I'm proud to be able to have this trophy.
Yeah. I think it's important to have that inner celebration as well.
Yeah.
Because I love that you just said that. I sit down and go, I'm proud to have this trophy. Like, I feel like we're constantly looking for validation outside. And when you win something like this, of course, the whole world that loves tennis and loves you is validating you, which is a beautiful feeling.
Of course.
But I love that you said that you actually sit there and say, I'm proud of this trophy for myself, because I feel like that inner validation is something no one can take away from you, and something that stays with you long after.
Yeah, because like only I know like what I had to go through, how tough it was, and how it all started. And, like this is important to, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is happening for a reason. I need to change something, and I think you have to go through these tough challenges to see why it happened to you. It's not only about sport, in everything in life. Confidence, it's a process, you building this confidence like step by step, like by waking up the early morning, by showing up somewhere you didn't want to, and slowly building your confidence. It's all about like these little steps. I think love is something that you cannot really explain, right? You just feel complete with the person, right? You just feel comfortable. You're not adopting anything. You're having fun. You love everything about the person, good and because everyone have good and bad parts, right? So you love everything. And I think that's something that gives you that feeling that, I don't know, that warm in your heart.
You want your master's degree. You know you can earn it, but life gets busy. The packed schedule, the late nights, and then there's the unexpected. American Public University was built for all of it. With monthly starts and no set login times, APU's 40+ flexible online master's programs are designed to move at the speed of life. Start your master's journey today at apu.apus.edu. You want it? Come get it at APU. You bring the fire, we'll fuel the journey. Get started today at apu.apus.edu. I want to go back, Aryna, because I feel like I was watching a lot of your interviews when I was preparing for this. And I know we've been messaging for a while on Instagram too. And so I was thinking about it. I was like, I actually don't think a lot of people know your journey and know your story that deeply. I think people know a little bit here and there, but on purpose, that's what we like to do. We love to know how people found their purpose, became who they were. And so I wanted to ask you, like, what is a childhood memory that you have, or a memory that you can recall that you feel defines who you are today, that has impacted the person that you are today?
I have so many great memories, but I remember watching my dad being really like funny guy, the guy who would just, make everyone feel happy and smile. And I remember I would just look at him and think, oh my God, I want to become this kind of person, being like, just like a positive person, like the person who brings like positive vibes everywhere she goes. So I think that's why I'm like I have this quite funny personality.
Is that where that playfulness comes from?
Yeah.
Watching your dad?
Yeah. And another story, but this story, it's not like I remember that, but I think it's perfectly shows my personality. When I was a kid and someone came to me because I was grunting while hitting the ball, and someone came to me calling me Sharapova, and I looked at the person saying like, no, I'm future Sabalenka, I was a kid. I was like, 9 or 10? And saying that, I was just like, when my mom told me the story, I kind of like was proud of myself.
I love it. And to me, it's all even when I was watching you on Saturday, to me, it's all your micro expressions. Yeah. Like you just have this face that can just like make so many different angles and faces. And I'm like, just watching you I was telling you about a moment earlier as well. Yeah. Like Amanda played an amazing shot the other day and you just like turned around and you were like clapping it on the side. And I was like,
it was a great shot.
It was a great show. It was amazing. Yeah. It was just, it's all these micro things, but you're saying your dad inspired all of this, like that.
Yeah, my personality, I think 100% comes from my dad.
Yeah, and he was also the one who introduced you to tennis, as I understand.
Yeah.
Walk me through that. How did he discover tennis? How did he introduce it to you?
It's actually by, not like accident, but he was just like trying to find some activity for me because I was a very active kid and he wanted me to be busy and to do stuff. And he was trying to find a sport for me and he was just like passing by the tennis court. He was like, well, why not just try it?
Wow.
So I tried it and I loved it and that's how it started.
That's crazy. Was he good at tennis? Did he
No. He used to play ice hockey, but then he had bike crash, so he was afraid to come back in sport.
Oh wow!
So yeah,
It was quite a bad injury that
it was a very bad injury. He barely survived when he was 18 or 19.
Oh gosh!
So and since then he didn't want to come back to sport because he was afraid that it will affect his health.
Did he do anything to help you feel confident about tennis, or what was that relationship like? Because I heard in another interview you said it was quite funny that you didn't actually think you got good at tennis until you were like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And so that's a long time. If you started playing tennis quite early and you only felt really good at 16, 17, what was happening between that age when you started playing and 16
No,
to
but
17?
I was pretty good. I was winning these local tournaments all the time. I was pretty good, and my dad would always just say, just as long as you just go out there and you fight and you give your best, you're good. He didn't care like if I win or lose. So he was like a really great supporter. But I realized at 16, 17 that I can be maybe good like internationally, you know, like going for those, back then it was like 10,000 event, like a women's sport, you know, like WTA. It started like, actually, I think it was like ITF or something, like, because I started from like 10,000, 25, 50, 100. So like slowly made my way to WTA tennis. So yeah, back then I thought like maybe I can be good when you compare yourself to like other athletes. So that's why probably, yeah.
Who did you grow up watching? Who are the people that you admired? Because you already said you were like, no, I'm going to be future Sabalenka. But
You know, it's so funny because I think back then it wasn't that much of a social media, so I didn't have like an iPhone, you know, to go to Instagram and watch other athletes. And I was just like, I was training I was going to school, I was training, and then I was just like having fun with my friends outside. So I was never like watching TV or any internet much. So I didn't really look up to someone, you know, like, of course I've seen like Serena dominating like there and there. So, and I was like thinking like, I wish I could become like her one day, you know. So, but no, I wasn't like really looking up to someone, and like this question makes me feel really terrible as a person. Like I feel like everyone have their like idol, someone they look up to, and I never have someone. But I think the answer is just like because we didn't have that social media, we didn't have like something that you just grab and you look and okay, and you see this life.
no, I mean, I didn't want to make you feel bad by asking it. I was
No, you didn't make me bad. I'm just saying like,
I almost think there's something beautiful about it, because I think sometimes watching people can inspire us, but sometimes not having that can actually help you find yourself.
yeah,
Like not having access, even, I mean, when I was growing up, I'm 10 years older than you, but when I was growing up, I was reading books about people because I couldn't follow them on social media either. So I read David Beckham's autobiography when I was like 16, 17 years old. And then I read Steve Jobs' biography much later.
Yeah.
And so I was reading about people that I was fascinated by at a young age, but I didn't get to watch clips of them or whatever else it may be. And I think there's something beautiful about that, because then you get to define who you are. And sometimes you can get caught comparing yourself to people. I think social media has made it so hard for young athletes or young anyone.
Yeah.
You're looking at everyone going, oh, I wish I was more like that. I wish I looked like that. I wish I had that game,
Yes.
you know? And
It's
so
tough.
it's kind of nice to not have that actually sometimes, because you're free of
It's a good and a bad thing at the same time, right? Like you see more stuff, you learn more, but at the same time you can compare yourself to people and then feel bad about yourself for some reason. So it's like it can bring like a really strong insecurities in you. So I don't know. I think it's important to find something that you love, you truly love, not like because you see like a social media post and you think, oh, I wanna live that life, but do you really? You know, you have to find something that you love. And I think if you do what you love and you passion and you dedicate your life to that and you do everything you can to become successful in any area, I think that's the way to go, you know?
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's so, because winning the trophy is 1% of your life. The other 99% is what we don't see. We're just seeing the 2 weeks of the tournaments or whatever it may be.
But it's the whole life.
It's the waking up. It's the, to walk
Yeah.
me through your morning routine. Like, what does your routine look like? How do you set yourself up?
During the tournament?
Do me a game day and a non-game day.
Well, the game day depends on the match once again, but I like to sleep in. I need to have a good recovery. But then I take it easy if it's like an evening match. I take it easy. I do like some mobility in the gym, like to wake me up. I mean, of course, breakfast before, lunch. Then I go on site. I do my warm-up again. I do tennis hit. And then there's a match game. And when it's not match day, then it's like even longer sleep, later wake up, and easy start, a little bit of a hit. And then it's a treatment, recovery process, and then it's a dinner. I love to go out for dinners.
Nice. Did I read somewhere that you meditate as well or have tried before? Do you practice any sort of meditation or work with a sports psychologist as well?
I work with the sports psychologist for 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
We did some sort of meditation. We did a lot of things at the beginning of my career. But then, what I found that I was relying on her so much. She was a woman. I was relying on her so much. So I was expecting her to fix my problems, like my emotions. So, and I was like repeating the same mistake over and over again. And I was like getting upset about that. So at some point I decided, okay, I have to take responsibility over my actions. And I stopped working with psychologists. And that was the moment when I started like learning about myself, when I actually understood myself better, and I start to control my emotions much better, and I felt like more balanced when I like took that responsibility.
Yeah.
So it was, I think for me personally, it was a great move. But you never know. Like maybe one day I'm gonna come back to get back to psychology, meditation, and all of that stuff.
I think that's the right process though with anything. I feel like it's learn, and then you have to go lead yourself. And it's learn and then lead yourself. And I think the challenge is if you constantly remain a student, then you're always dependent. And I think anything we become dependent on controls us. And then we're subject to how good we feel that day. But when you learn something and then you go and try it and you practice it and you apply it, then you get to see whether you actually internalized it.
True.
And so I think that is a good process. I feel like for anyone who's practicing any sort of coaching, therapy, psychology, it's great to be able to learn and then go test all the stuff in the real world. And then see where it goes back rather than keep it there forever, because then someone's holding your hand the whole time, and then you just keep holding tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah, it's good to go back and forth, like work with psychologists, but then go out there and try to figure it by yourself. And then the moment you feel like you need to talk to someone and you need to find some answers. So yeah, it's always a learning process, right? Like, as long as it's good for you, it's great.
Yeah. How would the people that know you beyond tennis, personally, deeply, intimately, how would they describe you? What would they say about you?
Oh, I don't like to talk about myself, but I feel like they would say that I'm very kind, funny, of course, and very generous. And I think that's how they would describe me. I mean, that's what I hope they're gonna describe.
That's what we'll have to check with it.
Maybe they're gonna just say, oh, okay, you know what, she's crazy. Like, you better just stay away. Who knows? But that's my hopes.
Yeah. Funny, kind, and generous is a good three. I like this.
Maybe that's just how I see myself, but reality is different.
We'll check afterwards.
Yeah, let's just ask them.
Ask a few people. I have to ask a few people. How much does your life off the court, in your personal life, impact your life on the court?
Well, I think anyway, everything it's kind of like works together. So, but I think it's all about like balancing your off the court and on the court life, because I feel like on the court I'm like really aggressive. I'm so focused. I'm just chasing my dreams. So I feel like people who doesn't know me, they can say that I'm super crazy person and super aggressive on and off the court, but it's not who I am. I feel like off the court I'm more fun and I love to have fun, and you have to balance. You have to like put the hard work in, but also you have to go and enjoy and do things that brings you joy, because then when you feel balanced and feel like you enjoying your life, then you're able to go out there and to bring everything you have and to fight and to be focused.
Yeah, I feel tennis has done so much hopefully to start leveling the playing field with men and women. Have you ever felt that divide personally while playing? Like, do you feel the pressure that everyone in the media puts on the sports of like, you know, men and women are not equal, there's this challenge? Like, have you felt that, or do you feel that doesn't really cross your mind? How do you process that?
I'm trying not to focus on that because I just try to represent women's sport the best way possible. And of course, we're all fighting for equal prize money and everything. But also at the end of the day, it's all about who brings the show, who brings people into the sport. But I think like now the prize money is equal. Everything is getting closer and closer between man and woman. So I love it. And that's what women athletes are fighting for. Thank you, Billie Jean King, for fighting for us. I agree that we deserve to be paid the same. Of course, like the level is different just because of the physical abilities, but the work that we put in, it's equal to the work that they put in. Of course, the level can be different, but it just it's life. That's man meant to be stronger than women. So
yeah, but it's interesting to hear that you don't think about it, because I think that's because I guess you've just got to focus on playing the game.
Yeah, you cannot, focus on many things. You just got to focus on yourself and bring the best of you. And of course, try to fight for having like equal prize money, to be like closer to what men's are earning and that stuff. And I think like actually lately, like women's tennis, especially women's tennis is more fun to watch, like more people coming, like attending, people speak more about that. Maybe it's like fashion related because it's such a fashionable sport right now. But I feel like we are getting really close to men.
Yeah. I think it's been brilliant. I think the sport's done a great job at trying to move in the right direction for a long time. And Billie Jean King, as you said, has been such a reason for that. It's been amazing. So it's incredible. Talk to us about the fashion, because as soon as you put your like outfit on that day and you put the silver jacket on, and like I was like, Aryna's like going for it. Like how much fun do you get to have with all of that?
I love it. I love fashion. I love experimenting with my looks and stuff. And for me, it's important, to look good on court. To feel good about myself. So I love that. I think it's all about, having fun with it and bringing fashion into tennis. I think it's also going to help to explore our sport more. So I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. You see it in sports, like I feel like basketball, especially in America, like all the basketball players are very fashionable. Like it kind of it brings sports and culture together quite a lot.
Yes.
How do you find your inspiration for your looks? Like, is it just something you like the look of? Or like, how do you kind of go about picking colors, silhouettes, everything else?
Well, I started to work with Carla Welch, the stylist. She's the best, and she teach me a lot about how to mix stuff together, which colors works better for me. So she teach me a lot, and I follow a lot of like fashion influencers just to like see how they dressed up. And sometimes I find the inspiration. I order a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I cannot stop shopping. That's my weakness.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, there was a clip that I saw where it was like, as soon as after the game, the first thing that went on was the AP. It went on straight after the game.
Gotta take care of the fashion stuff of the game, fashion part of the game.
I love it. Well, you're crushing it. You're crushing it.
Thank you.
One of the things that I love talking to about with successful people, champions who've been through it, is like defining moments in their life. I feel like defining moments in every human's life it either propels you forward or it can, slow you down or break you down. And for you, I feel like one of the biggest ones was losing your father. Like that is, for anyone, losing a parent is such a huge part of their journey. For you, it's critical to your journey because it's the person who gave you what you love. Walk us through that moment in time.
Well, I hope I'm not gonna start crying right now, but it was unexpected. It just happened like this, and it was a tough moment because I was so close to him. The reason is because we have similar personalities and we understood each other much better. He knew what to tell me when I was like struggling on court. I would just call him and he would just say a couple things and I would be like, oh, that makes sense. So losing him was a was a tough moment. But instead of like really going depressed, I just decided to take it as like he's like here with me. He's in my heart, in my memory. He raised me, I feel like, the best way possible. Thanks to him for like I feel like I'm the champion right now because of him. And I know that he's here with me. He like he support me, he takes care of me, he protects me. And I took it as a motivation to put the family name in the history, and thanks to him.
Yeah. How did you grieve at the time? Like, what was useful to you? Because I feel losing someone's always hard, and there's no perfect way to grieve. But what worked for you? What did you have to do in order to process that?
Well, I had to stay really strong because my mom it was tough for her to handle. She was a young woman, to lose a husband that she loved. It was tough. So I had to stay really strong and not really show my emotions, but I was crying a lot back then when no one saw me. But the best way for me was to go on court and practice and train. It was the only time when I wouldn't think. Like the beginning of the practice till the end, I was just focusing on like tennis, like hitting those like balls repetition after repetition. And then the moment the practice would stop, I would like constantly thinking, like remembering like something from the past, start crying harder. That was the best way for me to go through it, is like go out and practice and practice and practice.
Yeah, I feel like you just break down straight after, because I'm surprised you could even focus during the practice. That's impressive, because
I don't know how, actually. I just figured that I went on court, started practicing, I realized that, okay, this is the moment when I'm not thinking about that. And I was training a lot.
Yeah. You were trying to like channel it all into...
Yeah, like just let it go, because it's nothing you can do about it. I feel like in life there's like birth, love, and death, something that you have zero control on. So I was like, it was his journey. I was grateful that I was able to spend 21 years with him. And I know that he's protecting me.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's so beautiful to hear about. My wife recently lost her grandmother, and I always say to people my wife's, I don't even come close. My wife's favorite person in the world is her grandmother. And her grandma was 91. She lived an amazing life, but losing someone that close to you, that's raised you, that you have all these memories with, it's never easy. And, my wife was by her bedside for 4 months every day before she passed away, like sleeping in hospital and together with her. And just, it was beautiful for me to watch, just that love that they
connection.
Shared. Yeah, that connection and that level of love and that level of, and I love what you just said now about how birth, love, and death are the only things that are guaranteed. And it's, how do you think about love? Like, what's your views on love? I'm intrigued, seeing as you brought up those 3 important things.
I think love is something that you cannot really explain, right? You just feel complete with the person, right? You just feel comfortable. You're not doubting anything. You're having fun. You love everything about the person, because everyone have good and bad parts, right? So you love everything. And I think that's something that gives you that feeling that, I don't know, that warm in your heart.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
How would you describe? Right? Like how can,
Love to me is when someone accepts you for who you are and you accept them for who they are.
And not changing you,
and
right?
You're not trying to change them.
Exactly.
I feel like the biggest mistake is when you either want someone to never change or you want someone to change today. Because chances are, if you spend long enough with someone, they will change and you will change. And if I want to change you, that means I never really loved you in the first place. And so when I'm willing to accept, when I'm willing to accept and be with you and sit with you and understand you, I'm trying to be more curious than I am judgmental.
Exactly.
Because I'm trying to understand why you are the way you are, and
I love that.
What made you this way. And
I totally agree.
Yeah, because I feel like it's so easy in any relationship. This isn't just romantic. I think it applies to parents, family, sisters, siblings, brothers, everyone. It's like, you don't know why someone is the way they are.
you don't know what they've been through, right? What
Yeah.
made them the way they are. And when you understand that about, like you said, family, friends, just people, right?
Yeah.
Makes you, just feel the person.
Yeah. When did you start to feel successful and feel like you were a champion? Do you feel that way, or is there?
I don't know. I never think about that. I think for me, success is the discipline that you put in. I think this is success, like being able to be there every morning, every practice. Doesn't matter how you feel, doesn't matter if you want it or you don't want to be there, because there is days when you just don't want to go and work or practice and do your job, right? And if you're still there, this is success. This is means that you love what you do and you want to be successful.
That's a great definition of success. I love that. That's such a great answer. Success is actually showing up even when you don't want to, when you don't feel like it. That's really what it is.
I think that's why I'm able to, hold these trophies, because I was there like no matter what, since like a very young age. I remember going to practice, not feeling well, but I don't know, something was just driving me. Like I was just going there. I loved it. And that's why I say that people have to find something they love, because when you love something, what you do, that's what pushes you, like to go, to do better every day, like, and to improve, that's important.
I love what you're saying. And I'm thinking about some of the things I think my audience struggles with sometimes. Let's say some people struggle to find something they love. Do you think that's because we have the wrong view of it? Like, I think some people think if you love something, you'll always like it.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're saying is you could love something and there'll still be days where you don't like it, which I think is a really important point.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
I feel like so many people give up on things because they feel like, okay, I don't want to go there. It means that, okay, I'm done. And I think this is actually the moment where you can make the breakthrough, because like you said, you're absolutely right. You can love something, but at the same time, you can experience those days when you just don't want to do that. And it's normal. It's normal. It's a routine. So it's important to, if you love something at first and you felt happy, and then like all of a sudden you're like, okay, I don't want to go there. It doesn't mean that you have to change something.
Yeah.
You have to change your job. You just have to go through this period. It's like in every relationship. It's not perfect all the time. You have to, go through something.
Did you ever think about giving up? Like, was there ever a time in your life where you were like, I think this is it?
Yeah, there was a moment in my career. When was that? 3 years ago? When I was double faulting, I couldn't surf. I don't know what happened with me. Like I couldn't surf. Just something happened, and it wouldn't work. And I was still playing. I actually ended up here in top 10 somehow without the serve. But it was I was really close to just quit, because I was like, I don't know how to fix it. Like we tried everything, like psychology. We tried everything, like going through repetitions, like practicing, different everything. We tried everything and we couldn't fix it. And I was like, okay, I'm about to quit. But then we hired the biomechanic guy, and he helped to understand some details, and so that's what I'm saying. It was the moment for me to to stay strong, to go through it, to never give up, how we say. And I didn't quit. And after that, I was able to win my first Grand Slam. And that moment was crazy emotional.
I feel like that's always the case, where it's like you love something.
Yeah.
Something about it's not working. You're struggling. You're not getting it right.
Yeah.
And that's the point where you're required to be a bit more dedicated. Like, it's like, that's where the unlock is, right?
Yes. I feel like universe, God, you call however you want it, send those challenges because you can handle it, and for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And that what actually kept me in sport, because I was like, okay, this is happening for a reason. I need to change something, and I think you have to go through these tough challenges to see why it happened to you. It's not only about sport. in everything in life, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like those are the moments that give you confidence and courage. Like when you overcome something, and I think people forget how much they've overcome.
Yeah.
Like I love that you just said, like, I've been just showing up since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like, you've been showing up for so many years. And I think people think confidence is how you show up today or winning a trophy, or it's like, no. Like, think about it. And everyone has showed up in their life. Like the people that are going to work, for their kids, for their partner, like people have been showing up. And if everyone could think of all the times in their life where they had the courage, had the confidence to show up even when they didn't want to, you're going to feel a lot more of that today rather than waiting to win to feel confident.
I think confidence, it's a process, you know, you building this confidence like step by step, like by waking up the early morning, by showing up somewhere you didn't want to, you know, like, and like slowly building your confidence. It's all about like these little steps.
Yeah. Do you have any unusual rituals or any like things that you do before you go out on court or on a day? Like, do you bounce the ball a number of times? Do you throw it a certain way? Is there like a little trick or a little thing that you have personally that works for you?
Well, I have the same breakfast.
Oh, you do?
The tournament. That's my, you know.
What is your go-to breakfast?
Oh, I love avocado toast.
Okay.
With 2 fried eggs from both sides. Over easy, has to be perfect. I gave so much trouble to some of the places with these eggs.
It has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And the smoked salmon on the side. Okay. That's my go-to.
That's your go-to breakfast.
I love this breakfast. I always come back to this one.
Yeah, very specific.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe this, and then I think about the bouncing the ball. I think it's all about the habit. Maybe I actually pick the balls from the ball kits. I always pick from, like, if I win the point, and I picked from like it doesn't matter which corner. Like, for example, from the right corner, how I show the left corner. I will keep like picking up the balls from that kit.
Got it.
I don't know why. It just like gives me I don't know, good feeling.
Yeah. I feel like we all have these little things.
But as long as as these things in your control, it's good.
Yeah.
When you like, you know, rely on something that it's not in your control, then it can become a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be honest, any athlete I've ever interviewed who has continued to be a high performer in their life for a long time has a definite breakfast for their game day. It's like a very common trait, like to have a specific breakfast.
Well, you know,
have that continuity.
Because I love, like, for me, the main meal is breakfast. I like to sit there, enjoy my breakfast, have my cup of coffee, and that's my ritual, you know.
Yeah. I asked this to Novak recently when he was on the show. I was like, who do you consider your toughest opponent mentally?
Whom did he say?
He said himself.
Himself?
It's a good answer, right?
It's a good answer.
I'll cut that out. You can say it as well.
Well, yeah, myself. Thanks, Novak.
Yeah.
No, I cannot pick one. You know why? Because everyone is tough, you know, like it's tough, like everyone brings like different challenges, you know, and it's tough to like say, okay, she's like the toughest one for me, because then you underestimate the rest of the group, which is not right. So all of them brings like different challenges, but I think, Novak, thank you for that. You're the biggest.
Yeah, you're always your biggest mental competitor. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're the one pushing yourself the hardest.
Exactly.
For sure. It's a good answer. What about your toughest opponent physically?
Coco, Iga. Yeah, these two, like, I think physically brings the biggest challenge.
In what sense?
They move really great. So sometimes you build a point, and probably with others, like, the shot would be a winner, but with them, sometimes you have to like rebuild the point. And yeah, physically, it's not easy. Physically and mentally, it's not easy. Like to like, you know, stay strong and be ready that the ball gonna come back every time, and you have to like be really strong physically to handle that intensity.
Yeah. How does it feel? Do you have I'm sure you have so many young tennis players, both men and women, coming up to you, feeling inspired, feeling excited about your journey. Like, how does that feel?
I think that's the goal in life. And I always wanted to be a good example for next generation. And when kids run to me and say, I love you, you're my inspiration, that's what actually matters in life.
What do you say to young athletes who are inspired by you or moved by you? What's your advice to them? What's your words of wisdom?
Surround yourself with the right people. That's the main thing, because with the right people, you can achieve anything.
That's good advice. Did it take you time to find the right people to surround yourself with? Like, is that hard?
It's hard. It's really hard because there's so many, let's say, interesting people around. But yeah, it took me time. I was really happy to have my coach with me for I don't know like how many years already. My fitness coach and a tennis coach, so they've been there for me, and then find the right agent, it took time to build the right people.
Yeah, it does. I feel like that's true in business, in sports, in everything. Finding the right team
You go through tough
everything.
Yeah, you go through being betrayed by someone, and like people come, people go, and it's a process. But I feel like the moment you found your people, you better stick to that group, because this is what gives you energy and power to keep going.
Yeah, I remember I had a physical therapist that I was working with at a time, but we ended up talking while I'd be doing physical therapy too. And it was really interesting. She said to me once, this was years ago, this was like maybe 6 years ago now. And she said to me, Jay, it's funny, like it feels like the only people that stress you out are the people you pay. And because she was saying when I am venting, when I'm saying something, she was saying it was only the people in your professional world. She was like, it seems like your personal life's great. Like my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my family, my sister, my parents. But she was like, oh, it seems like whenever you're going through something painful, it's always to do something in your life that's part of your business. And it really was like a moment for me, because I was like, oh, I've got to think about this as much. Because I think at least for me, when I first started moving, I didn't know anyone in the entertainment industry. I didn't know anyone in this world. And so I was just trying to surround myself with people who were smart, who knew what they were doing, but they weren't necessarily on the same energy and vibrancy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
You've had to find people on the same frequency?
Yeah. I think it's important to have people with a good energy, the energy that fits, and that you understand each other, and that seems like your people,
Yeah, that's why right now when we said, what do you want to get for food? You were like, no, my team knows me.
They know.
Like, I trust them. Like it was
That's what I mean.
Yeah. And this year you launched Aryna's Arena, right?
Yeah.
Which I love, which is giving people more access to know your team and the dynamics. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I want to share myself. I want to share my life. I want to, show those little kids that, like, we're all people. Like, you don't have to be perfect to be successful, right? And I want to show like what it takes to, to be where I am, and that is real, and you just gotta work.
Yeah. It's great to give people access to that, because like you said, and the truth is, tennis is such an individual sport, and I've had the fortune of interviewing people from so many different sports, but tennis and Formula One are like so dependent on the individual, in the sense that you're the one playing the game. At the same time, like you said, there is a team, and so it's important to show that. Same in F1, there is a team.
Yeah.
But there's just so much. Even when you celebrate that day, like when you won, I was like, wait a minute. When you're on the court, you have to celebrate on your own, like the moment you win. Whereas if you watch any other sport, the team will come together, the players run to each other. And it's like, obviously you can do that when you get into the stands, but that moment, you've got to savor it. Like when you drop to your knees and,
Yeah, that was very, very emotional moment. I still, feel this. Because, you have a huge team, and the amount of work that those guys put in, it's incredible. And I feel like kind of like responsible for that, because I know that they deserve to be the best coaches, like the best agent, the best physio, like the best team, So I feel responsible when I'm out there competing, because it doesn't matter how much work they put in, it's at the end, it's like all depends on me, and they don't know like if I'll go out there and I'll play my best and if I'll win, So when I'm there competing, I'm not only competing for myself, I compete for my team. but I'm like there, and I'm responsible for that, on my own.
Yeah, you're
So,
carrying a lot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's tough, and that's why I feel like most of the athletes, like they, not athletes, but tennis players and Formula One, they sort of like crying after like winning something because all that pressure, all that things in your head, they just slowly go away, and you feel okay, I did it, But Formula One is another level. Like I'm a fan. I don't know how they do that. It's like they put sort of like their life in risk, and it's so fast and so crazy. And for me, this is intense.
Yeah, I mean, it's all intense. I'm sure.
Because we have breaks like between the points, between the games. Those guys, they're there for I don't know how long, like hour and something, right? And they're there, and like if they just lose focus for a second, gone. This is tough.
Yeah, it is scary knowing that you could take your own life and someone else's, and the sport has got so much safer over time. So it's
great. I know it's safer now, but still,
Yeah. What are there any sports that you watch, that you love, that you follow?
I love basketball. I love ice hockey, but it's not like I really have like one team.
Okay.
One team that I support. I just love to watch, especially like with the basketball, sitting on the court side. When I see the way those guys move, like with their like height and everything, I'm like, I always like message my fitness coach and like, okay, we gotta do something, But I'm just like frozen in the moment because I just look how they move, Probably it's like a professional defect or something, because I just watch their like movement, and it's crazy. It's crazy what those guys.
Yeah, you're watching a different game because you're looking at.
Yeah, I look at different things probably. Yeah, and Formula One, I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like, how they can be focused for so long without like losing their focus, like
those races,
corner after corner, like it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's repetitive as well. It's like
crazy.
It's doing the same.
That's what actually crazy.
Yeah. No, and how much time do you give yourself to now celebrate? You're doing press today. I mean, like we said, it's only 48 hours. How long before you have to get back to training, back on the grind, back to the discipline?
Well, the schedule is tough. But I think I'm going to give myself a couple more days to celebrate, and then we're going to go back to work, but like also slowly, like starting probably from the gym, and then we're going to build up because we have a couple more tournaments, and then the finals, which is like top 8 players compete for the for another big trophy. So we have a couple more big tournaments coming up, but for now I'm going to take a couple days to celebrate because, when I was struggling, I was always going back to those moments when I was winning those Grand Slams. And I was like, I was thinking like, I wish I could just experience that again. And I will celebrate like crazy because you never know if this moment going to come again, Of course, you work, you hope, you do your best. But at the end of the day, you never know, right? So earlier this season, I said to myself, okay, if I will win it this year, I'm gonna celebrate and I'll truly enjoy it, So the plan is for the next couple of days, enjoy it.
It's good that you're honoring that, because sometimes you say that before and then after you win it, you're like, oh, now I need to just get back to it. So it's
no. I'm like, I have this control. I'm like that. I'm like, okay, I need to go back, but I'm like, no. We gotta do it. We gotta enjoy.
Yeah, we gotta do it. No, I love that. I loved what you posted on your Instagram. You wrote, "To my team, I wouldn't be here without you, but don't forget, you wouldn't be here without me."
It wouldn't be me without joking.
Some little,
don't forget.
Some little spice.
I mean, that's who I am,
Yeah. No, I genuinely love that you're honoring your time and energy to celebrate. It's such a great reminder. I feel like for years and years and years in my career, I was just going. And there was to be more mindful, to be more present, to really take it in because...
And also mentally to be healthy, right? It's important to balance this hard work with a little joy.
Yeah, you only come back sharper.
Exactly.
Have you found that as well? Has that been a big part of your recovery?
Yes.
To recognize you were talking about sleep earlier. Like, talk to me about the need for rest and recovery and what you do to really find stillness.
I feel like recovery is the key, and if before I would blame myself even for going for a dinner during the tournament because I would think I would feel like, oh, it distract me, and I wouldn't be able to be focused tomorrow. No, it's wrong. You have to go for dinner. You have to do things that brings you joy. You have to like sleep. You have to focus on your recovery as well, because this is part of the process. To be able physically and mentally handle this pressure and this intensity, you have to have a good recovery. So it's also one of the main priorities for us.
I love that. So Aryna, I know you have this Battle of the Sexes game coming up with Nick. Nick had been on the show. Very excited about this repeat. I don't think it's ever been done again.
No, I think it's been done like long time ago.
Yeah, Billie Jean King.
Yeah, like really long.
Years ago.
When was that? What was the year?
The 70s, yeah.
Wow.
Great game.
It's been a while, right?
Great movie about if anyone hasn't seen the actual game, there's a great movie about it too. And so with Emma Stone, I think
we're bringing it back.
Yeah, you're bringing it back. What inspired this?
Well, since we're fighting for equal prize money, I believe that's the reason. No, no, but mostly just I think it's fun and it's cool to see, and it's interesting for me to play against the man, and I'm ready to kick his. Are we allowed to use this word? Kick his ass, right? I'm putting a lot of pressure on him right now, so I hope he's gonna just withdraw from feeling all of the pressure.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Give us that message to Nick. I'm gonna send it to Nick straight away after this message.
Well, Nick, you gotta be ready. You better be ready, and. Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass, man.
I love it. I love it.
I think the ATP gonna cancel the battle. Gonna be like, well, okay, if it's happening, let it be like Yannick or Carlos, but not Nick.
This is turning into like a boxing match. It feels like it's like
yeah.
UFC
I'll make sure that I'll send him some drinks before the battle, just so you know.
Oh yeah, and you got some little tricks up your sleeve like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure he's not ready.
I love it. And talk to me about this court chains they're gonna have to help make sense.
So basically, I'll be on the side with like a smaller court.
Got it.
And
so he has a smaller area to play into.
to hit, and he's gonna be on the regular size. So kind of like unfair already, right?
Well, I don't know if it's unfair.
And I think we're gonna have one serve each. That's it.
That's very exciting. Where's it taking place?
We're still trying to figure it.
Okay, all right. I want to come watch.
So
you're gonna let me know, yeah. I'll come cheer.
You're gonna sit on my
I'll cheer
side.
for you. I'll cheer for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna message Nick now going, I'm cheering for Aryna. Yeah. I love it. I'm on your side.
Yeah. Thank you.
It. Aryna, is there anything I haven't asked you that you wish I did ask you? Anything you
know, I think you know what you do. You know what you do. You ask everything I wished of talking about. So.
Yeah, I'm making sure, because I don't take these opportunities for granted. I feel so lucky that I get to sit with you 48 hours after winning. I feel so fortunate I get to speak to one of the best,
I'm so happy.
Number one in the world.
I'm so happy to be in your podcast, and it's been a dream of mine for so long, and finally we did it.
We did it.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful that I get to be part of your dreams. I mean that. We end every episode with a final 5. Mm-hmm. So these have to be answered in 1 word to 1 sentence maximum.
Okay.
But I always go away from that, so don't worry about it.
Okay, let's see.
Aryna Sabalenka, these are your final 5. The first question is, what is the best advice you've ever heard or received?
Focus on yourself and don't listen to people, because most of the people want you to fail. So focus on yourself and on people close to you.
Who said that to you?
My father.
That's awesome. How old were you when he first said that to you?
He said it to me when I was 17, I think.
Okay.
He was waiting probably for the moment for me to be ready to, accept some sort of deep advice, actually.
Yeah. How long before you feel you really took it to heart and really understood it?
Maybe when he passed away. I feel like when we're losing a person, that this is the moment when we actually realize how much we lost, and we appreciate every little small detail, and the memories keep still coming up in my head. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
So you have to appreciate. If you still have your family. Just for people, you have to appreciate it, and you have to really take care of your closest one.
Do you keep any physical part of him on you at any time when you're playing, or in your bag, or anywhere, or not really? It's more in your heart and your mind.
It's more in my heart.
Yeah.
It's more in my heart. When he passed away, I had audios from him, but then I was crying like crazy when I figured that they disappeared after like a year, and I didn't like record it, save it somehow. It was in the app, just to like keep his voice. And because he wasn't the person who would like take a lot of videos, like pictures and stuff, I don't have that either. So I was really depressed that I don't have his like voice, but he's in my heart, in my memory. I think that's the most important.
It's beautiful. Question number 2, what is the worst advice you've ever heard or received?
Like bad things never stay in my head. So
Good answer.
I don't remember any like bad advice.
It's a good answer.
Work with IMG maybe.
Good answer. All right, very cool. Question number 3, I'm going to say, what would you say are your 3 most life-changing games that you've ever played? 3 most life-changing matches. And they don't have to be finals or wins. Just
I think
3 that come to your mind.
The semi-final against Madison Keys at the US Open 2 years ago. I think, 2 years ago.
Why that one?
Because I was down set and I think 5-1 or something, and I came back in the match and I won that one and I made my first final. So I think that was the moment when I realized a lot of things.
How does it feel to be 5-1 down?
Oh, it feels terrible. It's a terrible feeling, but you're still hoping that maybe.
How do you keep hope in that moment? Because 5-1's literally like...
Yeah, it's like, okay,
it's like you're like a few points
especially against big server, you're like, no chance. I don't know.
How do you keep hope? What are you holding on to?
You just trying, I was like reminding myself, it's a dream to be in the semis. So there is no way you're going to give up. Even like, doesn't matter how things going on, like how badly it is, you have to like still try. And then maybe there's going to be a moment when you figured something and you find your game, your rhythm, and you'll get the win. And I did it. And it was kind of like a life-changing moment. Then, what else? Winning the first slam, of course, gave me huge belief, that, okay, I'm capable of it. And my life wasn't waste of time, And the third one...
Your life was definitely not a waste of time.
No, but I know
what you mean. Like your career just...
like it would be really difficult for me to finish my career without the slam. And the third one, I don't know. There was one match when I won. There is a tournament in Doha, and I won the tournament. But I think in quarterfinals, I was also like down the set and was struggling a lot. Was playing really not my best tennis, and I won that match, and then I won the tournament. Also was kind of like a big moment for me. I think these 3.
It's amazing that the 2 of the ones you chose are when you're down.
Yeah.
And you come back. Like there's something
This is the moment where you like gives you like that power, because next match you play, you think, come on, I've been down 5-1. Seriously, you think that I'm gonna give up like that just because I like lose my serve or whatever? So it just gives you that power to fight.
Yeah, it's a great reminder to all of us that
no matter what,
those are the moments to look out for, because they become your best stories.
Yes.
They become your best glory.
Stay there, keep fighting, and this is probably the biggest moment.
Yeah. Question number 3, what do you think people misunderstand about you that you'd like to clarify?
Well, I think because now I'm sharing myself more on social media, they have better understanding about me. But I think there is still some people that they think that the way I am on court, this is like a reflection of me off court, which is not true. Because I think, as I said earlier, I'm quite aggressive because I'm on court, because I'm fighting for my dream there. And this is not the time where you have to be nice.
Yeah.
Because off the court, I'm much nicer, like I'm chill. It's really tough to get into a fight with me, So you have to do something terrible.
Yeah.
Probably my boyfriend will say different, but I still think, so people misunderstand that I'm different.
Yeah,
person.
if people say like, oh, she's too emotional or unstable or whatever it is, you're like, that's just on the court. I have to
That's on the court. That's Aryna on the court.
Yeah, and that's not Aryna off court.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, this sounds ridiculous, but it's so true. Like, me and my friends just play amateur everything. Like, I don't play any sport well, but we get so competitive just playing around. So I can't imagine.
I love watching, like, you know, people play tennis for fun. But
That's what I mean. Like, I can't imagine.
But they're not taking it as fun, you know? They go full.
Exactly. And you're like actually playing a tournament. Like, I'm like, I'm pretty, all my friends know that when we're playing a sport, I'm extremely competitive, and I'm not like that in real life or in person. You know, and I'm not even playing the final of it, you know. And so, yeah, there has to be a bit of grace. I feel like there has to be a bit of grace for athletes. I'm like, you realize.
Like a little bit, like, you know, like stop yourself and like look at everything as a bigger picture, you know, like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Question number 4 before the 5th, where do I want to go here? One day, long time from now, we hope you're going to win so many more Grand Slams. I'm putting out loads of good energy. What would you, when you look back on your career, what would you like for yourself to feel about it? What would you like to say about your own career?
I would love to look back and say I've done everything I could, and I want my career to be remembered. Like, and I want to see young kids being inspired by me, and I want to look back and know that I actually inspired a lot, and I want to be in the history.
I love that. I love that. You already are.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Not even close to the greatest, but trying.
Yeah, well, the trying's the most important part. It's wonderful to hear you say that. It's really special. If you remind kids to try, I think that would help a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Because not every kid will become number one, but every kid can try and chase their dream. That would be a good world to live in. So yeah.
Just give your best, and that's all you can do.
Yeah. 5th and final question, Aryna. We ask this to every guest who's ever been on the show. The question is, if you could create one law that everyone in the world had to follow, what would it be?
I want everything to be decided in a conversation, and no wars and stuff. Just like sit down, speak, and figure out all of the problems.
That's a great law.
That's what we need in the world right now.
Save a lot of
lives.
Yeah, save a lot of lives. Yeah, if we were able to solve things by
talking, sitting, and figuring, and not leaving the room before you figured something.
Yeah, that's a great answer. We never had that before. Aryna Sabalenka, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
for doing
much.
this.
Thank
I'm
you for
looking forward
having
to you
me.
coming on many years. Usually when people come on once, they come on a few times. So I look forward to doing this with you many, many times.
Yeah, let's make it as our transition.
Yes, I'd love that. I'd love that. Congrats. And
thank you.
Thank you for bringing the first ever trophy into the show.
Yeah.
You deserve it. And you're a true champion and a true leader. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
If you love this podcast, you'll love my episode with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis and I talk about why you should stop chasing society's definition of success and how to be more intentional with your goals. You don't want to miss it.
Like, it's not about being perfect. It's about just every day, one step at a time, trying to be better, trying to do more. I'm learning a lot about myself. I have to break myself down in order to be able to be better.